a lot of people were asking me, "Oh, can you like massage my belly so I can like lose weight and stuff like that?" And I'm like, that's not how it works.
What?
Like, I mean, are you trying to poop? Is that what you're trying to do? Like, no, seriously, like, how do you want me to massage your belly? Like, I'm not going to melt fat away just by massaging it. Like, maybe your intestines so you can push it out.
Right, that could help too.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Bound with your hosts Jackie and Crystal. And today I'm so excited because we have a guest host. We have Melody oh my God, Hernandez.
I cannot believe you screwed that up.
Like her
what? Her what? Spit it out.
Melody Hernandez of Motherhood Massage. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah.
I'm excited to finally meet you. Like we've talked.
Right.
Well, we've talked.
That's right.
We've talked on the phone. Like
Uh-huh.
but we had never met in person.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We met I guess virtually through the moms group.
Yeah, the moms group. Yeah.
And then in a lot of these mom groups, they have the Money Making Monday or a specific host.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Money. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, which group is this?
It's no longer as cool as it used to be.
Yeah, this was quite a few
it
years
was
ago.
2019.
And so I had seen her post about her bookkeeping, and I didn't need it at the time.
Yeah.
But when I
Oh.
started last year, I reached out to her and to see, what she did, what was available, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, we've known each other for a long time.
Wow, longer than we have.
Yeah, but I just met her in person today.
Oh my gosh.
But
So
I know you have a story.
I have a story. So when me and my husband moved here from Tennessee, we only got 2 short months of notice that we had to go to San Antonio. I was like 7.5 months pregnant, and I was like, wow, this is a couple of weeks before my due date. And I don't know anybody. I don't have a doctor. And I was just, I was really nervous. And I think I was more scared to give birth the second time knowing what happened the first time.
Oh shit.
Which nothing bad happened the first time, but I was like, it's going to be a lot of pain again.
You're like, fuck the pain. Wait, did you not have an epidural?
I tried not to the first time. And I mean, the first time I was induced, though. I was in pain immediately.
Oh, man.
It was hard. But the second time I was like, I'm going to do this all natural, baby. No epidural, no nada. So I'm like, let me just hit up some local doulas on the San Antonio Crunchy Moms group. Mm-hmm. And I think my post sounded so desperate. I was like, I'm so scared to deliver again.
We're in the same group?
You're in that group?
Yes.
And I've never seen any of your posts?
Because I never post.
Okay, that's
well, I just like to go in there and read.
Well, anyways, I sounded pretty desperate, and then there's this whole list, and out of the list, I chose Melody because I was like, wow, she's a student, she's another mom, she gave birth naturally 2 times, and I was like, I spoke with her, and I'm like, I have a good feeling.
Yeah,
we met and everything, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be a great fit, and I told her, I'm like, the OB I have now is kind of horrible too. Like she was wanting to schedule me to get induced at 39 weeks.
What?
And I'm like, that's not even there's no need for that, basically. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm just scared to even deliver in a new state with a new doctor. I loved my last one. He delivered my first baby. So I just had all these, reservations. So it comes time for the baby, and it was, I told my doctor just to fuck off, basically. And I was like, I'm not getting induced again. I refuse. That's the one thing I was like, I refuse.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to 43 weeks. I don't care.
Oh, shit.
So I was 9 days overdue. And yeah, it was baby time. We went to the hospital, labored for forever. I'm blanking right now. But yes, I did end up getting the epidural, unfortunately, after I don't even know how long. I don't even know.
Spent the night.
Really?
It was yeah, at like midnight or something, and I had gotten there like at 10 a.m. that morning maybe.
Holy shit. So you stay there the whole time?
Yes, doula stayed there the whole time.
Holy shit.
She was massaging me, and I
We were,
was like,
we were walking and massaging. The
Yeah.
thing is that it was starting to be exhausting to where
Yeah.
it gets to the point where if you're this exhausted now, when it actually comes down to pushing, you're gonna be extra exhausted.
Okay.
So it just came to the point where we agreed that it would be better
Mhm.
to be able to get rest before
Okay.
actually.
Yeah.
yeah, and as I was getting the epidural, my water just burst all over the nurse. She's like, it's not the first time, but I was just like, oh my god! Like I was frightened. Everyone was like, what happened? They thought like the needle went too deep or
Yes.
something.
Oh, and then you can't even move.
Yeah.
Wait, did you move?
I mean,
like,
well,
did
I
you
was, like,
flinch?
No, not really. I mean, I was just freaked out that I just heard like my stomach pop. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It just
man.
popped. I was like, like it scared me. I was like, it's like
Yeah.
a balloon popping.
Yes.
Oh, my
But
water
we
has
got
not-
scared because we thought that the needle went and we're like, oh my God, what happened?
It was-
Yeah.
It was just my reaction that
Yeah.
that scared everybody. Nothing. And then the nurse looked down. She's like, "Oh, yep, your water broke."
Oh, shit. So you almost, at that point, you almost didn't make it to get that epidural, correct? Because,
I guess so. I mean, I think I got more relaxed. I was getting it, and then my water burst.
yeah.
I think that's what happened.
But because how much longer after that did you deliver?
oh, it was like maybe like 5 hours later.
Oh, shit. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, so we were all still tired. Everyone
Yeah.
was just hanging out. But okay, but now on to the funny part or the sad part or however you want to call it. So the first time I was pushing for like 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
And my husband thought I would be pushing for another 2 hours or something because he's like, it takes forever for these kids to like get earthbound, basically.
Oh, man.
And so he literally goes to the bathroom and he misses the birth.
No shit.
And she got it all on camera
Oh,
of him coming out of the bathroom.
what?
Yes.
He meant, like,
Yes.
well, how long were you pushing?
Not very long. I don't like it was probably maybe 10 minutes. I mean, I think I was pushing and then he's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And he just didn't make it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Javier has never gone to the bathroom only because I've had all my kids, like the first one, I pushed her out in 30 minutes. The second one in 15. The third one in 10. And the last one, I literally maybe pushed twice and he was out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'll have to show you the video.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I
wanna see
show
that.
people and they're like, they're like, I
So
would
you
have.
got, so you got him as he's coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've shown like all my friends because it's like, it's kind of
Oh.
those things. It's like unbelievable. It's like you get like that
Yeah.
on camera of your husband seeing the baby coming
Oh my
for
God.
the first time. And then I'm like, were you in the bathroom? Like I was so focused on pushing, like we both were. I don't
Yeah.
even know if you realized he went or we forgot. I don't know.
I don't.
I don't know.
It's like a vague memory. I can't think because I was just in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, because I mean, doing that, you also become part of like that. Obviously, you're part of the birth experience,
Yeah.
but you're so invested as well with the mom and now a baby.
Yeah.
So you're just, I think you forget about everything else that's around you, right?
and I know the moms. So part of my job too is making sure that I capture some of those memories,
Yeah.
whether they're by accident or not.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't. Well, it was by choice too. I didn't want anybody in the room except for me and my husband.
Yeah.
But he was so in the moment too. Like I didn't have pictures or
Yeah.
anything like that, you know. So that's when I became a doula. That's something that I really wanted to do and offer. Was like I'm gonna
Yes.
try to catch these moments because nobody's gonna be there to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's so awesome, though. Oh, I want to see that video now.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Remind me
man.
after.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Like it's so good that, I mean, obviously that's how you met. But I know her longer than you. No. But obviously, like we wanted you to come in here because I think the beauty industry, it's more than just hair, more than just the skin. Like there is so many other things that come along with being in the beauty industry and in self-care industry. I think as women, a lot of the times we don't take care of ourselves.
That's true.
We always put ourselves last, and I think bringing light to that and letting women know, like, there's so many things that you could do for yourself besides your hair and besides your skin or besides your nails, you know. So as a massage therapist and a doula, like, what was it that made you want to get into this?
So let me flash back, I guess, to the very beginning. So I actually got interviewed in high school. I was a senior. And I got interviewed. My mom, in fact, still has that newspaper article up on her wall. But I always thought that I was going to be a physical therapist.
Okay.
That was like what I wanted to be, physical therapy. And then when I went to college, I didn't choose a college for physical therapy. I actually chose a college that would let me play volleyball.
Oh, okay.
And softball.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to do. I wasn't ready to give that up. So I was able to play 4 years volleyball, 2 years softball, and then 2 years, my junior and senior year, I was minoring in athletic training because for me, I thought it was very similar. Physical therapy, rehabbing the athletes. So I kind of went that route.
Okay.
Then come senior year, and I was like, with my degree, I have a degree in kinesiology and sports science as my undergrad.
Oh, that's awesome.
But everybody was transitioning to coaching and working at schools, and that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, and then around that same time, they had changed the track for physical therapy where you had to get your doctorates. And I wasn't ready to continue going on to school for my doctorates. I just wasn't in that state of mind.
Yeah, a lot of school.
It was a lot of school, and I wasn't ready to do that. I also didn't have a job waiting for me. I didn't want to go back home. So I was kind of in this limbo to what can I do that's still like within the realm of what I've been studying.
Yeah.
That's not back home. That's somewhere else.
Yeah.
So in my head, I had two options. It was go to Australia because that was like one of my bucket list places to go.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Or Florida.
Oh.
Well, when looking into schools or anything, I was just looking, right? It was just like, I was just looking. No matter what I chose, I would not be able to get a visa in time to be a student for Australia. And I say in time because my lease was coming up. I had to leave. I had to get out.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, Florida it is. What's in Florida? Like, what can I do? And so initially I started looking into personal training because fitness was my passion at the time. And I found a school that offered personal training and massage therapy. And it was an accelerated program to where you can get both certifications. You get 500 hours of both. And when you're done, you would be certified in both, and then you just take your exam and you can go practice.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's what I did.
Yeah.
So I moved to Orlando. I did both. And then when I got licensed as a massage therapist, I went that route first.
Okay.
And one of my very first jobs was Massage Envy.
Wow.
Yes, but this was when Massage Envy was brand new. So this was in 2004.
Okay.
And they had just popped up in 2002.
Okay.
So they were very new. I worked at one of the very first ones that opened up in Orlando.
Okay.
And at the time, it was great practice.
Yeah.
Because they were brand new too. They were still working through their quirks and everything. And so even though it was exhausting,
Yeah.
because
They work you, right?
they work you.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, but now there's like, it kind of transitioned into very cheap massage.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah, I worked there too, actually. But I was a receptionist, so I wasn't doing anything in the back.
I was just a client
yeah.
a few years ago.
Well, I mean, it's gotten to the point where a lot of these corporate massage places, they have to have a panic button on the table because, people are very ballsy into what they want to
Really?
request. Yeah. And I'm sure you've heard there's been several that have been shut down for inappropriate behavior. But it wasn't like that at the beginning.
Oh, I always tell her, like, or is it? I don't know if it was you or
Yes,
Mercy.
it is me.
Yeah, I told her, like, when you go on TDLR, there's so many freaking lists of all these massage therapy places or massage parlors that are constantly getting shut down for happy endings.
And they will blast your name out too. They will put your name on there if your license has been suspended for inappropriate content.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they'll put your name on there for sure because we have to get licensed through them too.
I look at all the. I'm nosy. I'm Mexican. I like to know what the fuck is going on. So,
All the cheesemen.
yes. So I'll go on there and I'm like, ooh, like, and then it tells you exactly what happened or
Oh my God.
It tells you why they lost their license. It tells you why they closed down an establishment, whether it's massage parlor or anything that they close. It'll tell you the reasons why. Yeah.
You need to send me this, like, the
Girl.
weekly updates. The tea.
Yes.
And I'm part of several massage groups, local ones, and they will post it on there. Oh, the list came out. We have 3 from San Antonio. Like,
Oh,
they'll
my
call you out.
Oh, man.
They will call you out.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. But for me, it just blows my mind because I'm like, I can't even imagine getting to that point where you feel like you have to do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, these corporate spas, I feel like, are devaluing our services that they don't pay well at all.
My question, I'm trying to like spit it out. So these like the massage MBs that have gotten shut down for inappropriate behavior, is the whole team basically aware of what they're doing and they just continue to do it? Or is it just like a few massage therapists that are offering these extra services under the table through them?
From what I mean, it could be both.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard in the past, it was just a few bad apples that ended up causing the collapse.
Damn.
Yeah. Because
that's crazy.
you can't, once your reputation is tainted, you can't bounce back from that.
And once you lose your license, there's no way of getting that back either.
Yeah, because each establishment has to have their own license.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have somebody working under you that is doing that, that's both licenses are stripped from you.
Yeah, because then that's when you, as the place of business, should be one to speak up and say,
correct,
you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was good because it was just constant practice.
Yeah.
Right? And at the time, I was really young too. So for me, even though it was exhausting, it's not as exhausting as it would be now.
Yeah.
Because there would be days where they would schedule me 8 massages in one day with a
Like
30-minute lunch.
Hands, like,
Oh my gosh, your hands.
It's not so much. So in school, they do teach you proper mechanics.
Okay.
Right. So that's one of the things is that you have to learn proper mechanics so that your hands are always hurting.
I've always wondered that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like.
And speaking of like inappropriate stuff, actually one of the first, and I will never forget this, it was probably the first day of school. Our teacher told us, I want to make something very clear. When you're done here, you are a massage therapist, not a masseuse. So if anybody refers to you as a masseuse, you need to correct them because the masseuses are the ones that are at the parlors.
Oh
my
God.
Really?
So she was very adamant about that. She's like, you need to tell us, like, you're going to school, you're taking an exam, you're getting licensed, you are a professional. You are not a masseuse, you are a massage therapist.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, everybody listening, if you didn't know, like, massage therapist and a masseuse completely different.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Okay. So now whenever I hear that, we're like, oh, bitch, I know what you're doing.
Oh my God.
What? If they say they're I'm a masseuse. Oh, are you? Which happy ending massage partners do you,
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. No, it's crazy, like the things that you hear.
Oh, yeah. No, it is. And I've experienced a lot of it working at the different places. But from there, a classmate of mine who also did the personal training portion of it, we decided to go into business. So my first business, my first entrepreneurial, try at things was when I was 24 years old.
Oh, very young.
Very young
Yeah.
and dumb.
Oh my gosh, no.
No, it's just part of the process.
Yeah. You just don't know.
Yeah, you really don't.
Yeah.
Because we just went for it. We was just one of those things where you just do it, and we did it.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I went based off people that he knew.
Oh, okay.
So he already had a clientele going into personal training. So what we were going to do is that he was going to do the personal training, right? And then I was going to do the massage, because when you're working out, you're going to be sore. Hey, let me help you out.
Yeah.
But also back then, social media wasn't social media either.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to get our names out there, to advertise, to really build a business without a business background at all. So we ended up having to get like other jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I worked as a server. I ended up going into these country clubs. And so in Naples, Florida, I don't know, have you guys ever been to?
I've heard of it.
So the Naples especially, but like the west coast of Florida, it's beautiful white sand beaches, and it's very ritzy, and it has a lot of rich retiree people.
Oh, okay.
And so there's a ton of country clubs, and it's probably per capita has like the most like golf courses, and people pay a lot of money to be exclusive country clubs.
Really?
So I got in as a server, not knowing that they had spas in there.
Oh, nice.
So once I got in as a server, I started talking to the spa directors about working there as a massage therapist. And then when I transitioned, it was like a completely different ballgame.
Really?
Compared to the corporate spas, because it was it was slower pace.
Yeah.
But it's because these people are paying for
That
these,
relaxation, right?
it's higher end, right? So you definitely meet a different clientele, different type of personality.
Snotty?
Some of them, but I experienced the snottiness more being a server.
Really?
Oh, man.
Being a server, they really look down at you.
That's so dumb.
And
That's
it
awful.
was mostly the women who were there, even though their husbands were the ones making the
Yeah.
money and paying for everything. I was like, oh my gosh.
You're like,
Oh my
lady,
God.
you're
Yeah.
not here
It's
because
these
of you.
Yeah.
It's these trophy wives
Yes.
that are just like,
I know.
treat you like shit. Like, oh, just look at me in my Chanel bag, just sitting here eating my fancy, like $100 lobster. I'm just gonna spit in this server's food if she
Oh,
gets it
funny
wrong.
because it was these country clubs that focused around the golf.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't even go there for the dinners. It was more lunch, and they were eating, clam chowder.
Really? Like,
It's like,
And they were eating clam
chowder. Like, shit. Like, if I'm going to be at a fancy place, maybe some fucking steak or something.
I'm like, really? I was like, you're looking down at me and you're eating this little cup of soup
Yeah.
for lunch. Like, come on,
Campbell's.
now.
Let me open a can of that here.
But even though I had to deal with a lot of people, I am grateful for learning how to deal with different personalities.
Yeah, for sure.
But from there, a lot of people were asking me, oh, can you like massage my belly so I can like lose weight and stuff like that? And I'm like, that's not how it works.
What?
Like, I mean, are you trying to poop? Is that what you're trying to do? Like, no, seriously, like, how do you want me to massage your belly? Like, I'm not going to melt fat away just by massaging it. Like, maybe your intestines so you can push out.
Right,
Right?
that could help too. But I
Right,
was
like, that's the only thing I could think of.
people were asking me all these questions about losing weight, and I was just like, that's not really how it works. But it got me thinking about nutrition.
Yeah.
So at some point, I decided that I wanted to go back to school for nutrition.
Okay.
So I signed over my shares to my business partner, and I told him, I said, listen, this is your baby.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we really started because it was your idea.
Yeah.
We moved because you knew people in Naples.
Yeah.
I've just kind of been along for the ride.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just kind of figuring things out.
Yeah.
So from there, I moved to Miami,
Yeah.
and I went to get my master's in nutrition and dietetics.
That is so awesome.
And from there, there was actually a spa inside the university.
Oh, wow.
And so I went and applied and I worked there while I went to school. And
That's
I
awesome.
probably learned the most there based on what I do now out of all the places that I worked at.
Why do you think that is?
Because they were very much like energy workers and energy healers.
That's awesome.
And I feel like I use that a lot with massage and doula work, because in doula work, if there's any type of panic or pain, you have to learn how to try to transfer that energy to calm.
Okay.
Same thing with massage therapy. There's a lot of energy work involved. And that I think that makes a difference between me and a corporate spa or a hotel spa that are just have the bodies come in and out.
Yes.
I take my time.
Yes.
And I actually try to have therapy, like healing therapy.
Yes.
Right? Not just a session in and out.
Girl, I need a massage from you. No, because I'm a believer in all that you're exchanging energy
Absolutely.
as well.
Yeah, and you feel it. I feel it, definitely. So I learned a lot from them. And that's probably one of the places that I realized that there's a lot of different modalities. There's a lot of different ways to work. So I learned a lot from them, and I'm very grateful. But when I graduated, I ended up moving to South Beach, which was awesome. Yes. And I got a job at a very fancy hotel that had a very ritzy spa. And it was nice because I could just bike to work if I had to. I can walk there.
Yeah.
Again, great experience because I've been in every type of situation, I feel like.
But you got to know people, and like you said, like all these experiences have taught you how to deal with the probably more piece of shit people and the nicest people
and the chill people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was kind of transitioning already. So this was already my 10-year mark as a massage therapist.
Oh,
dang.
wow.
Right, so this is 2014, and I had started in 2004. So I already have my degree. I'm looking into transitioning to fitness and nutrition with more of a nutrition based business. And so in 2014, I had to make a decision because I had that November, I had to renew my license or go to the next step.
Yeah.
So that was the year that everything was pointing back to Texas. I met my husband, my now husband, right?
Yeah.
I met him at that time. The hotel that I was working at was bought out. And so they basically told everybody, we're closing down, we're going to renovate. So anybody who works here no longer works here.
Oh, no.
That's it?
And that was it. And I was like, okay. And then my older brother was also really sick. So I felt like all of that combined, I felt like Texas was just pulling me back, right? So I was like, okay, well, that's it. That's my sign. Like, I'm done.
Like when it's one of those things that I always say, like when you ask for a sign and God somehow gives you a sign, or the universe gives you a sign in every freaking possible way, and if you still ignore that sign, then
that's on you.
Yeah. But you got like every sign that you could have gotten.
Every sign was pointing back to Texas.
You really
so
couldn't even ignore that.
I was like, all right, okay. So I moved back to Texas. I was a gypsy actually for a little while. I was like 6 months. I used that time instead of paying rent.
Yeah.
I was using it to go visit friends I hadn't seen in a long time, family I hadn't seen in a long time. So I was able to do that for like 6 months. And then I finally moved to New Braunfels San Marcos, with my younger brother who was finishing his master's. Dang. And so I just kind of like bummed with him in his apartment. And then at that time I was doing fitness classes. I was teaching group fitness and boot camps.
That's awesome.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And then I was doing like one-on-one nutrition counseling.
Yeah.
So that was what I was doing. And most of it was online based.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then my husband, well, at the time he wasn't my husband. He was my boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I have a job in West Texas. I was like, okay. He's like, but this was like the armpit of West Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, he got a job with the sheriff's office in a small town that literally had 20 people.
No shit.
Oh my God.
The whole county had, I think, if I remember correctly, it was like 114 people registered.
Oh.
But that part of Texas is so big on the oil industry that they needed law enforcement over there. And he asked me to move with him.
Oh my goodness.
Oh shit. And that was it.
And I did.
Oh wow.
But the thing is that this
Number 20, what, no, number 101 and 102.
I was like, yeah, right? Well, not
Oh
even.
my
'cause-
God.
So the other people, so technically in the town, we were 21 and 22.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh my God.
Everybody else that was registered didn't live there. They were just registered as residents. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Damn.
insane. That's a very quiet town.
And the thing is that because it's in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
there's no cell phone service there.
Oh.
And the only place where you can get Wi-Fi was in the courthouse.
So
So
you were at the courthouse a lot?
I got a job at the courthouse.
Holy shit.
This was the first time
Oh my
I
God.
worked with the district and county clerk. I was one of
Yeah.
her deputies.
Yeah.
I have never, at that point, I was what, 29 maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe or 30? I don't even know. Anyways, up until that point, I had never had a 9-to-5 job, ever.
Oh,
I had always made my own schedule.
yeah.
And that was the first time ever. And I was like, oh my God, I know why people are miserable.
Oh my God.
It's the truth. Like
It
having to
was
have
hard. It was so
Yeah.
hard to get up and just go every day. But the thing was that because my business at the time was primarily online,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I had no
No
cell
Wi-Fi.
phone service, no Wi-Fi in the house that we were staying at.
Yeah.
Oh my.
There was no way to continue running my business
Oh,
there. So I took a job for 2 years
Oh
as
my
a
God.
clerk deputy.
for 20
Oh.
people.
Yes.
Oh my. Was it so?
That
Was it
Wait,
not
was
busy?
that boring?
Well, the thing is, so they
No,
do.
so many questions.
Yeah, it was very interesting, and I learned a lot when it had to do with land
Okay.
because, like I said, it was a huge oil and mineral rights.
Yeah.
And it was like old Western times, like
Oh shit.
people coming in trying
Wait,
to.
what town was this?
It's called Mentone.
Mental.
Oh.
Okay. I've
So the closest bigger
uh-huh.
town, bigger city is Pecos.
Okay.
Um,
That's like if you're driving from California in, like if you're coming up the 40, right?
I would have to look. I don't.
I think
remember-
so.
even
I think
remember.
it's like, because I remember like one of the first times that we came to Texas before we moved here, we came and I remember seeing those names.
Those little names?
Yeah. And it was like nothing.
Oh, no, there's nothing
And this
out
was
there.
like
There's
in 2018, there was still nothing.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
it was
no.
still like.
No, there's nothing entering Texas
No.
from. No.
So we had to go grocery shopping in Midland, Odessa. That was like the biggest city that was close to us. So we would
Oh.
have to go shopping once a week, or if we do like a big haul, we would go like every 2 weeks. 'Cause
Wait,
it was
how
like an
long of a
hour and a half
drive?
away
Holy shit.
For
So you needed like a
groceries.
cooler
to
and
get to like an
shit?
HEB. Yeah,
Oh.
we can go to Pecos, which was
You-
like 30
you
minutes.
loved him right away. You fell in love with him.
That's
huh?
what my dad said. He's like,
Yeah.
that's love.
That
Oh,
really
absolutely.
is. That is really love. Like
Oh
to
my.
move like to a fucking town of like
from South Beach to the armpit of Texas.
yeah, like
Oh my
20
God.
people. Like what?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. But that's where we got engaged, and I got pregnant, and then we ended up moving to Bernie.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay, this is the little.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Little
we
better.
ended up moving to Bernie, and so
So 23 was not burned there. Number 23 to make that population.
no, if I were to have my baby over there, it would have been either in Midland or Odessa.
Yeah.
There's not even
no
there's not
way.
even a school.
a home.
Like,
Oh
it's-
my
birth.
God.
There used to be a school, but it closed down
Yeah,
a
there's
long,
so
long,
many.
long time ago.
I mean, there's so many people. There's no people.
No, there's no children to go to school.
well, they take a bus to the nearby town, which is still 30 minutes away.
Oh.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
man.
It was so small. It was such an interesting part of
Yeah.
our lives.
Oh, jeez.
But it makes good stories
Yeah.
for the kids,
Yeah.
you know.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so fast forward to moving to Bernie and San Antonio, we had our kids,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's kind of when things kind of came full circle.
Okay.
I didn't work those 2 years. I was very focused on being a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
And so in 2020, when everything started getting real crazy,
Mm-hmm.
my husband comes out of the blue and was like, you know, you should be a midwife. I was like, a midwife?
Like what?
It's like, you should help moms have births like yours.
Aw.
Oh, that's
I was
so
like,
sweet.
well, I don't want to be a midwife. It's like going to medical school all over
Yeah,
again. I was like,
yeah.
I don't, going to that amount of school, I was like, that's just not
Yeah.
where my train of thought is. He's like, no, the other one. I was like, a doula? He's like, yeah, doula. I was like, okay. I was like, I had never even thought about
Yeah.
it. So it was actually his idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so because everything was shut down at the time,
Yeah.
all the schools or like weekend certifications or whatever, there wasn't anything available. So I
Yeah.
started looking at something that I can do at home at my pace, in a way where I can still follow people or shadow people,
Yeah.
still do it on my own pace. And so that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jackie over here, she, after, you know, following and shadowing and doing everything, I needed to have 5 births under my belt to have my actual certification. And she took a chance on me.
Oh, dang.
I
That's
always,
awesome.
I believe in people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, all the time. You need to get a little bit better at that. Not you did amazing with her. No, you did amazing with her.
Oh my God.
I have met one person that you have had a really good, like your spidey sense worked really good right here.
Oh
That's
my
it.
God. Yes.
Yeah.
This was good Spidey
This
sense.
was good spidey sense.
I
Yes.
think Callum chose her too.
Yes.
He helped me out.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
But yeah.
Yeah, so she took a chance on me. And
So was she your first?
She was my first solo.
Oh
Yeah, because
man.
like I said, I was able
Yeah.
to shadow and follow, but she was my first solo, like by myself without
That's
like a
awesome.
mentor or anything
Yeah.
like that, you know. Yeah, so that was like a really special experience.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. Like I always tell people like you have to let newbies try.
Mhm.
You have to give them a chance. If you don't ever give them a chance, nobody else will. And
Yeah.
how are they supposed to learn? You know?
Exactly.
And I mean, yeah, there's certain things that you probably shouldn't. And I think I was telling you, I don't know how. Yeah, because
What happened?
when I was gonna get my tubes tied, so I gave birth to my son. Then like the next day they were gonna tie my tubes and they gave me an epidural. Well, the doctor asked, or the anesthesiologist, we have a student practicing. Is it okay if he does it? And I was like, well, yeah. Well, I mean, how is he not? You know, how is he supposed to learn?
Yeah.
I should have fucking said no. He hurt me. Like I was bent and I literally felt a sharp pain go all the way to my stomach when he stuck me with the needle on my back. And I was like, oh, that hurts. And obviously you can't move. And I'm holding onto the freaking pillow. And I was like, it's hurting. It's like I could feel it. So they had to have him pull it back out. And I got poked 3 different times that day.
Oh, in the
gosh.
back.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So it's not always great to let everybody practice. Or if it's for that, I think I should have asked, how many other times have you done it?
Yeah.
How confident are you?
Oh my God.
Are you nervous right
Are
now?
you nervous?
Are
Because
you-
if you're nervous, then get the fuck away from my back with that needle. I'm just kidding. I would have.
Oh my God. But
you
I
probably
should
would.
have.
yeah, when it comes to needles, I don't know how.
That's the thing. I am not afraid of needles. I'm not scared of needles. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of letting people try or you know, letting them learn. I'm not afraid of it because at one point we've all had to learn. When I was a medical assistant, I had to poke other people and they let me poke them. You know, I had to draw blood for the first time. So if nobody would have let me, I would have never learned.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But, oh, man.
Yeah, so
That's awesome.
I'm really grateful for that. And then it just kind of snowballed from there because when people were asking, she would tag me.
Yeah.
Right. So then the word of mouth started going. And then it kind of circles back to what we're talking about, self-care. As I was taking care of these mamas in a time where they probably needed somebody the most, right? I just realized that they needed more self-care. Even though, as a mom and as a woman, you need self-care, taking care of another mom and a woman, you realize we really need self-care. So I told my husband, I was like, I think I want to do massage therapy again. Yeah. And I think I want to add it to my doula packages and even just like a la carte, just solo.
Yeah.
And he's like, really? I was like, yeah. So I decided to kind of pursue that. And it was like jumping through hoops because between the time the hotel said, hey, you're all fired, to me trying to do it again, it had been 8 years.
So and you let your license go, right?
I let my license go.
Wow. Oh.
So I knew I had to take the exam again.
Yeah.
But it was a matter of getting my transcripts and going to the school. And the school, when I you can try to get transcripts online, right? Yeah. But of course, they only go to a certain date, and they didn't go all the way back to my graduating class.
Oh my God.
So I had to call them and ask them and say, hey, listen, I'm in Texas now. I would like to take my exam again. I was like, is there any way that you can get me my transcripts? And it's like, well, we don't even offer massage therapy anymore. We're just strictly personal training. So your records are probably in storage.
Oh, shit.
I was like,
my
okay.
God.
But then I have a different last name now, too. So I had to make sure you're not looking for Hernandez, you're looking for Garza.
Oh my God.
So they had to go back in storage, look for my maiden name. And then it was just so much back and forth. But the thing that I am grateful is that I decided to take the 500-hour course because now that's like the minimum that you need.
Okay.
So once we sent everything to TDLR, they accepted it. And I was like, oh my God.
Yay, that's
awesome.
gosh.
So all I had to do was take the exam.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember, I think that's when you called me because you were still doing... I think you were learning more of the business aspect of it.
Well, I think I called you while I was taking an actual business course.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I can talk about here in a little bit too for anybody that's interested. But yeah, so I guess I will always remember it. May 4th is when I took it because it was like almost Cinco de Mayo, right?
Yeah.
To celebrate
Or May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, exactly. That too.
I am such a nerd and I am so for the 4th.
Yes. May the 4th.
I will always. So that's when I took my exam, and I was so nervous because it was so different from the first time I took it.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different testing organization.
Yeah. Because so how is the testing? Like, how was your testing the first time? Like, did you have to do a massage on a person?
No, so they consider hands-on time with what you do at school.
Okay.
The actual exam is on a computer.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Is this a written exam?
Yeah, I mean, technically, yes, written, but it's like on a computer, multiple choice, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I don't remember it. The first time I took it, it was a different organization. It was NCTBM. I wrote it down here. It's the NCBTMB, so National Certification Board for Therapeutic Massage and Bodywork. And now it's called the MBLEX. And so before, it was very straightforward. What muscle is this? What do you do for this? It's very straightforward.
Yeah.
This time around, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, I just need to refresh like my muscles. I need to refresh my the different body systems.
Yeah.
But it was very situational. So they would give you a situation. Well, somebody comes in and they say this is hurting and they can't move their arm laterally. What muscles do you think you can?
Oh, shit.
They try and trick you on the esthetician exam as well.
Yeah.
One of my questions was, where do people more commonly get psoriasis? Like, it was scalp, hands, feet, or face. It's like, what? Like, what? Most commonly. Like, how do you answer that?
Or some of them were very I don't know how they grade it, but if some of them was like, it was like at the end of a massage, what is the best practices for hygiene? Do you disinfect the bed? Do you wash the sheets? Do you like all of them could be that answer,
The
right?
answer, yeah.
All together, but there was never all of the above.
Really?
So I was like,
So like, what the hell? I mean,
I was so nervous because there were so many answers that could have been any of them,
but
right?
you passed.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
passed.
Oh man,
yay.
but you passed,
But
right?
I
I'm
passed.
like, you're here, duh.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh man.
And so that's how I just kind of came full circle to realizing this is what I love to do.
Yeah.
This is my original passion and what I
Yeah.
love to do.
But sometimes it takes for you to go and do all these other things
Mhm.
to realize, fuck, like this is still what I love. Like
Yeah.
this is the reason why I started this or this, you know. But you have to. Sometimes you have to try a bunch of different things
You
in
do.
order to be able to realize what your like one true passion is.
And that's definitely something. So, like I said, I started my first business at 24.
Mm-hmm.
And here in like 2 weeks, I'll be 42. That's a long time. You know?
I thought you were younger than me.
No, that's a long time. So that's definitely something that I want your listeners, especially young ones that
Yeah.
feel like I have to know what I need to do right now. No, you don't.
No.
Just go and
Yes.
experience.
Yeah.
Go and experience different things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot, especially for massage therapy, but even if you want to do dual licensing, I know that there's a lot of dual
Yeah.
licenses of massage therapy and estheticians or hair, makeup, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can always combine, but having that experience, looking at different types of places to work at. There's the corporate spas, there's hotel spas, there's country clubs, there's even cruises.
Yeah.
Like that was
Oh,
one of the
imagine that would be so cool.
That
Right.
would be dope.
Right?
Just traveling.
yeah,
But-
and I feel like that's something that, you know, when you're young and single and can do
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
definitely do it because you're gonna learn to deal with a lot of different bodies,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of different personalities,
Yeah.
a lot of different modalities.
Mm-hmm.
And within that experience, you're going to figure out what you like, what you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, if and when anybody's ready to have their own business,
Yeah.
that's when they can niche down
Yeah.
and really hone in on their passion.
Yeah. That's awesome because and you've niched down like you
yeah.
It's women who are pregnant. Do you also do maybe like after birth?
Yes.
Or-
So one of the reasons why I decided to go with motherhood massage is because my goal is to work with women in all stages of motherhood.
Mhm.
So I'm currently getting certified in fertility massage.
Oh,
That's
wow.
awesome.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's different ways to manipulate the body and the different systems to where you can enhance the like the reproductive system,
Okay.
right? So that's my goal is to whatever stage you're in, whether it's fertility, you're already pregnant, postpartum, and postpartum really means you've had a baby. So postpartum can be immediately one day
I was
or
literally gonna. I was
like
literally.
70 years later, right?
I
So
was seriously. I
70.
swear to God, I was literally gonna say. So I'm 6 years postpartum. Like,
Yes.
and we still.
postpartum means you've had a baby, right?
I asked her that too, I think.
I was
like,
thinking, you know, because I'm thinking right now, like, fuck, like I really, as I'm sitting here and I could feel like my shoulders get tense and just like, you know, because I catch myself like gripping onto the, whatever the fuck these are. And I'm like, oh man, like, so can I still get a massage from her? Like,
Yeah,
that's my question.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then because every stage of motherhood brings on different pains and aches, stressors. So the stress you have with a 6-year-old is different than the stress you have with a 16-year-old or even a 32-year-old, right?
sure.
They're always going to be your kids, but they're always going to bring different stressors,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then on top of that, what I've noticed a lot too is as I work with, I say older, right? Not old, older, meaning 50s and 60s, or even late 40s, right? They're getting to a mental state where like, I'm ready to do something for me.
Yes.
And when it comes to the beauty industry, I see a lot of post-op like the mommy makeovers, the
Yes.
tummy tucks, the Brazil butt lifts.
Wait, so you know how to do all those massages too?
So I learned how to do, I got certified in the manual lymphatic drainage for that specific
Dang,
reason.
That is so awesome.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there's a lot of like extra certifications.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. And you have to be a licensed massage therapist, correct?
Yes.
For most of them, you do.
I'm like, yes. I'm just kidding. I don't even know. I'm
Crystal's
like, yes.
always by the book, guys.
Not always.
She's like-
I've said it. No, I've said it. Not always, because I used to do hair and I used to
At
do
your
nails
house?
at my house. So
Mhm.
not always. For certain things, like body contouring and wood therapy and all of those things, you could really fuck up a body, like if you don't do it the right way. Especially if they're using all these the heat machine, what is it?
The cavitation.
Cavitation machines and all that. If you're not a massage therapist, you have no business fucking using those machines. I feel like that's my personal opinion.
And they just changed the laws too. And
We still haven't found the answer, so we can't even say exactly.
We can't talk about.
Yes.
Well, no, I did see that TDLR did say you have to be a licensed massage therapist though to
Yes.
do body
Oh,
contouring.
yes.
That is 100%.
Yes.
Like-
Not the cavitation machines, though.
Not right.
Not that, no.
And so you could really burn somebody with those.
If you don't
right?
have proper training, like if you decide to just go buy a machine and do it,
Mhm.
definitely I would definitely go with somebody, because they have courses. They have
Yeah.
very specific courses for that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you have to be a massage therapist
No.
to do that.
And see, and I think, like I said, I think you should be, or you should have to, only because you know the system, excuse me, you know the system a lot better because you've had to learn all the different parts of the
Right.
body, the muscles,
Yeah.
the ligaments. And somebody who just comes off the street and let me
With
make
a
you
weekend
skinny.
course.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's not, how is that going to help? You
Yeah.
know, like I've gotten not severely burned, but where they went over my skin multiple times more than they should have, and I got like a red spot that peeled within a few days because it burned.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I feel for certain things, I feel very strongly about having to be licensed. Again, it's just going back to what you know and what you don't know, and you could fuck up somebody's body. And especially like there is women who do offer the lymphatic drainage and all that after surgeries, and they don't know any of that. They just think they could do it because they freaking watched a YouTube video.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
am I lying? Isn't there a lot of people? Or I mean,
and
there's
I don't know
some-
anybody personally, but I'm sure there is out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because how was your course that you did with that?
it was very informative.
Yeah.
And I forget how many hours it was, but again, that also goes like with practice and stuff like
Yeah.
that, you know. But ultimately, I mean, that's kind of what my goal is now, is working on women in all stages of
That's
motherhood.
awesome. Yeah, that's super awesome. So, ladies, if you just got a tummy tuck or a BBL or some lipo, or whatever it is that you got done to your body, you already know who to contact. We're going to put her contact info.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so awesome, though. What is, out of all the things that you have been doing, like, what is your favorite? Or do you have a favorite?
I don't know if I have a favorite, but I put everything into each session,
Yeah.
right? So I think my favorite part of doing it is where at the end, they're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like the compliments of, I've been to this place before, but it wasn't like the way you made me feel
Yeah.
or how I feel right now.
Yeah.
I think that's what validates my decision to come back around to doing it.
That's awesome. And I know you do, I don't know if you still do, but when I first met you, you did a lot of things with oils, with
With essential oils.
essential oils.
Yeah.
So do you use those in your massages, or do you make that part of your massages?
I do if it's requested.
Okay.
Or if somebody's like, something's really bothering, like a lot of pain, I'll do a mix or something for
Yeah.
them. But those are things I also do, like hot stones, I do cupping.
Yeah.
But a lot of those, and what differentiates me too is I don't charge extra for that
Yeah.
because I think it's just part of the service. If that's what you need, that's what you need.
Yeah.
I charge by time. I don't charge by modality. So a lot of these places, you'll see this huge menu of Swedish massage, deep tissue massage, and this, but different parts of our body need something different, right? So like our legs are probably more sensitive, at least for me, they're more sensitive than my back. My back, you can go super deep, but my legs,
Oh, right here, it tickles and
I
it
will
hurts.
cry if you try to go deep tissue on my legs, right? So for me, it's not fair to just kind of box everybody into that, and I customize it to them,
That's
to what you
awesome.
need. So whatever it is that you need, it's like a one price for everything.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
I know she's like, you're over there thinking of a massage. I really,
I was thinking about, when you mentioned the essential oils, she does do that for like her doula work.
For
when
my
she
doula
said
work,
when you're
too.
in serious
Yeah.
pain, like, yes,
Yeah.
it does work.
Yeah, no,
She
I
came
love
and
I love essential oils. I remember you sent me a sample one time of multiple. I think it was like 3 different ones, and one was like for nausea and like upset stomach,
oh wow,
and the other one was for, oh man, I think it was like for headaches, and another one like to de-stress. Like I remember because it made a big deal, you know, like I used like the belly ones for the kids and stuff. So I've always loved essential oils. I really think that they help a lot. And not just for your body, but like even for cleaning products and stuff. Like you could add it. Yeah. So it's cool.
I know she came and she was like, okay, you get to pick your essential oils for birth and you get to smell them all. I said, oh, yay. Because I had never been into them before. And she explained each one. And I don't even know what I chose. I think I knew a little bit from Aveda because they're big in like essential
Natural
oils
stuff,
too.
right?
But I didn't pay that much attention.
You're like,
I should have. But then when she explained like, okay, like when you're in pain, like what's going to make you like have this like, you know, go into your happy place too, which that does kind of help.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, like I'm at peace again, even though my organs are on fire.
You're like, but I'm good.
But I always have them smell ahead of time because sometimes there's one that might smell great to one person and then another person is like, oh my God, get that away from me.
Oh,
yes.
And then I don't want to find out the day of. I'm trying to put them on them and and they're like, get it away from me. You know, that's why I always try to find out ahead of time. What do you like? What do you don't like? Because I don't want to bring something that you don't like and then just ruins the whole experience.
Yes.
Oh man, that makes a lot of sense though. So what would you recommend, or not recommend, but mostly, do you prefer being a mobile massage therapist opposed to like having a brick and mortar, or would you ever consider having like your own little studio? Or
So I originally went with being mobile for several reasons. One, I wanted the freedom to make my own schedule. And I also only started in my neighborhood.
Really?
Oh, that's awesome.
Because I honestly wasn't sure how it was going to go, right? So, and my neighborhood, they are so supportive with a lot of women businesses that I just kind of wanted to touch the waters there first. And it blew up. It was like, everybody was interested. And I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
And then a few months later is when I kind of ventured out into the rest of San Antonio.
Okay.
But I also didn't want any overhead at first.
Okay.
And also the logistics with my kids.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
With dropping off. So at that year was so hard for me logistically to try to figure everything out because I was trying to hustle.
Yeah.
My son started school. It's a half-day program, so I had to factor that in. My daughter was still with me. So there was a lot of back and forth, and I felt like if I had a brick and mortar place, it was going to be really hard to schedule anything.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't want to be paying rent if I wasn't going to be there or if it wasn't going to be worth it.
Yeah.
But as I started doing more mobile stuff, it just made sense because there's actually a lot of people looking for that. Especially now, there's so much traffic everywhere.
Yes.
I kind of market it sometimes like that, like, hey, let me deal with the traffic. You stay home.
Yes.
You don't have to leave, because the last thing you want is to go to a massage place
Yes.
and then be all stressed out on the way home
Yes.
because there's so much
That-
traffic or
that's
something,
true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
you kind of undo what you did. And with this, it works because you can kind of stay home.
Yeah.
And it also works, especially with my prenatal mamas, especially the ones that have to be bedridden
Oh, yeah.
or they
Oh,
can't go
wow.
anywhere, or my post-op clients that can't drive anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? So especially those like with BBL tummy tucks, you can't get in the car. You can't
you
sit
can
on your
sit.
butt. You
Oh,
know?
wow. So do you make like hospital visits too? Is that a thing, or like when they're in the post-op like centers?
Most of these places, they let them leave within
Yeah.
the next day.
Oh,
Yeah, when you get,
I haven't looked into surgery, guys.
I have.
I'm too afraid. Oh, you
Yeah,
have.
I have. I mean, when I was 21, I got my boobs done, but like even now as an adult, now that I'm older and I'm done having babies, like I want a tummy tuck. I want fucking lipo, like,
And that's
oh my
that's where a
God.
lot of moms stand at that point.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm done having babies. I'm done giving up my body for
Yeah.
somebody else. I want to do something for myself.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm at now, because it's like I have 4 kids, but now she's taking care of my skin, and I want to start taking care of myself too. And it doesn't, a lot of times we have that mom guilt that we think, oh man, but if I do this for myself, I could be buying my kids this, or I could be getting them that, whatever the thing might be. But it's like, at what point, like, do we have to be 60, 70 years old to be able to do something for ourselves? Well, no, I still want to look hot. Shit.
Oh my gosh.
know?
I tell people it's easier to prevent now than like correct later on.
Exactly.
And it
now I
costs
have
you
to
more
correct.
money.
Now I have to correct the fucking tummy tuck. Like I have to
Oh
correct
my-
my belly.
Oh my gosh.
No facial, no belly. Whatever. It can fix that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, for me, I went to go see my chiropractor.
Yeah.
And she's like, girl, it's been a while. I'm like, no, it hasn't. It's only been a couple months. It had been a whole year. And I didn't even realize. And she cracked the hell out of me. I was like, oh,
And
I feel so much better now.
And that's the thing.
But I've been so busy and I don't take time for myself.
Exactly.
And I'm just realizing that after I get all this burnout. I'm like, no, I need to, start scheduling in advance, first of all, and just start to prioritize.
And I think that's what happens, with moms as well. And I'm sure you see that we don't schedule things until we're actually like in so much pain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where I'm at right now. Right now that you're here, I'm thinking like, shit, I don't remember I think the last time I got a massage was maybe like 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And the last time I went to a chiropractor was like 4 or 5 months ago. So I'm in pain, and I know, like, and I have these little balls of whatever because because it's true. Like, I haven't had time to do anything now for my body, for myself. So,
And that's and then that's the way the first year was. And then now that word of mouth is my bread and butter, right?
Yeah.
So now that I can schedule a little bit better, because before I was just taking anything just to get my name, right? I was just like, every day of the week, just give me somebody, right?
Yeah.
Just to get my name out there. But now that I'm a little bit more established, even though it's just the second year, I can block out time.
Yeah.
I color code stuff,
Yeah.
and I make sure that I make time for myself, because if I'm in pain and I can't how am I supposed to help somebody?
Yeah.
You know?
right.
I mean, you hear it all the time. If you can't take care of yourself, you're not going to take care of your family.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm literally doing for clients too. I have
Yeah.
to take care of myself as well, or they're not going to get the best of me, and it's going to be a crappy session.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, and it works. I think it works out better for a massage therapist to be mobile, or what do you think?
I think, there's always pros and cons. So for definitely not having the overhead is a big plus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And you really don't need a lot of supplies.
Mm-hmm.
You have your major purchases at the beginning, and then you slowly get what you need with the different modalities that you're looking for, and then like your lotion and stuff like that. But it is physical, carrying the table in and out.
Yeah.
Setting up, breaking down, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I still feel like it's worth it, because you can also charge for convenience.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm. And
people are
it's
willing to
gas.
pay for that.
Yeah.
So
And the gas, I mean, gas too is definitely a
If you
con right now. But
yes.
Oh, well, you have to go. I mean, let's say, because you live over on the west side, correct? Or
yeah,
So
I
it's
think
like
we
what-
might. Because you said you dropped your daughter off in Pochenko
Yeah, she works at Black Rifle there, and I'm literally
by Costco.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm 7 minutes from there.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm like
Oh,
in
wow.
between 211 and the 1604.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of 211, going towards Castroville.
Oh shit. Okay, no, you're
So
still
we're
not
very
that far.
close.
So then you're
Oh, wow.
like by the newer HEB.
Mhm.
That's the HEB I go to all the time.
Yeah.
I hate going to the other one because it's. I used to I love that HEB because it's fucking huge, but I hate even getting on Petrenko to go that way
To go
ever.
that direction,
Like
yeah.
I would rather go towards 211
Mm-hmm.
than that way. Cause no.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
man.
gets so congested. Yeah.
I'm
Well-
gonna have to make an appointment.
you guys are so close, might as well.
Yeah,
I
Damn. But like, what are some of the challenges you faced? I mean, I know sometimes, at least for me, if there's an accident or if they're doing road work or something, it just delays things.
Yeah.
So how have you encountered that, or?
I think there's only been a few times that I've encountered any type of delay because I try to schedule it to where I have enough time to get from client to client. And that's actually one thing right now. I don't have online booking. It's all manual right now because I need to be able to make sure that I have enough time to get from client to client. So there's a lot of one-on-one communication before I even talk to my client, before I even meet my client,
Okay.
which I guess that in itself is a plus, right? Because you have to talk to them and to schedule. But I think it may have happened maybe once or twice, but it was because it was like a storm or something. It wasn't.
What storm?
That was last
No,
year.
Mama,
Last year.
We don't get storms here.
No, last year I had to go from like Helotes all the way to Cibolo.
Oh man.
Yeah, and but so far I've had really amazing clients that nobody has been, rude or
Yeah,
anything
and
like
I think
that.
it's understandable too. Like when there is storms, and not only that, if you live in Texas and if you're from Texas, you should already know that the storms here are not little fucking puddles. It's literally a freaking flood for like 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
it's still
Right.
And sometimes it is longer.
Yeah.
But if you're not from here, then you probably don't understand this. The storms get really bad.
They can get really bad. I even had clients say, "Hey, do you want to reschedule because I don't want you to be in and out with the rain?" I'm like,
Oh,
"No."
wow.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I've been really, really blessed and lucky that I've had amazing clientele.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dang, that's super cool.
Okay, guys, now stay tuned for part 2 next week.